Dear students, welcome to lecture 13. Here we are going to continue our study of heterocyclic aromatic compounds, and the next compound that we are studying is furan. So furan can be thought of as a derivative of cyclopentadiene, in which the sp3 hybridized carbon is being replaced with oxygen. Furan is a liquid at room temperatures and it is melts at very low temperature. As you can see from the structure, it satisfies the Huckel's rule and has 4n plus 2 electrons, 2 coming from this double bond, 2 from here and another 2 from the oxygen lone pair. They will participate in the pi conjugation and will give aromaticity to the ring, and the aromatic stabilization in this compound is around 16 kilocalories per mole, and this aromatic character can be explained through the resonance hybrid structures in which the lone pairs participate in the ring, and we get negative charge on the third and the second carbon atoms. Here you will find that the negative charge, when it is located on the second carbon and the first oxygen, that means they are adjacent, it gives more stability to the structure, and therefore these two structures contribute more to the resonance stabilization hybrid. And we will find that in the reactions and reactivity of furan, these two structures will also play a important role. Now let us move towards the synthesis of furan and its derivatives. Furan can be easily synthesized from furfural, which itself can be obtained from decarbonylation of the bran, which is nothing but glucose-like compounds obtained from agricultural products. When this glucose is heated in presence of HCl, you form a 5-membered cyclic compound like this, which when is further heated and oxidized, it gives you furfural, which is nothing but a furan attached to an aldehyde group. When this compound is heated in calcium carbonate at high temperatures, it loses carbon dioxide and we get furan. So continuing this, furan can be also synthesized from dicarbonyl compounds, 2,5-hexane dione. When it is heated in the presence of phosphorus pentaoxide, it will cyclize to 2,5-dimethyl furan. But furan can also be prepared by distillation of mucic acid and heating the resulting product. So mucic acid is again a 6-carbon containing compound, and when this is heated, it will result into furoic acid, which further is oxidized to furan. Furan can also be synthesized from the ethyl acetoacetate. Once the ethyl acetoacetate is treated under basic conditions, it will form this carbon anion, which under oxidizing conditions will dimerize to give us the diacetyl succinate derivative, which is further cyclized to give the furan, and it is aromatized to give the 2,5-dimethyl furan 3,4-dicarboxylic acid. Further reactions of furan can be understood by considering the fact that furan has more negative charge on position 2 or 5, because they are equivalent, than on 3 and 4 carbon atoms. It can be understood from the resonance structures that we saw earlier, and therefore electrophilic aromatic substitution is more likely to take place on the 2nd or the 5th position, because that contains the more negative charge. And if we consider the attack of the electrophile on the furan ring, we find that whenever the attack takes place at the C2 carbon, 3 resonance structures are possible, in which one is highly stable because its positive charge is being stabilized by the electronegative oxygen, and that then leads to the formation of the 2 substituted furan derivative. But when we consider the 3 substitution on the furan, stable structures are possible, but only 2 resonance structures can be drawn, which can contribute to the stability of the resonance hybrid, and therefore substitution at the 3rd position is less favored, because it is being stabilized by less number of structures. Therefore we can see that nitration and sulfonation of furan can be understood, and nitration of furan is possible either using acetyl nitrate, which will give us this compound 2-nitrofuran, but furan can also be sulfonated, and because it is highly reactive compound, this is sulfonated generally in the presence of pyridine sulfur trioxide to give us the 2-furan sulfonic acid. And If we try to do bromination of furan, HBr is liberated, which leads to polymerization. Therefore, bromination is usually carried out indirectly via bromination of the furoic acid, which is not so reactive and is not susceptible to polymerization. Now, moving towards some other reactions of furan, like the Diels-Elder reaction, in which the furan acts as a diene and the malic anhydride acts as a dienophile. So they form bonds with each other and a cyclic tricyclic structure is formed. Similarly, furan can be reduced to tetrahydrofuran, which is used as a solvent. So under the presence of palladium oxide and palladium catalyst and nickel surface at high temperatures and pressure and in the presence of hydrogen, furan is hydrogenated to tetrahydrofuran, which you will find that is used as a solvent in many reactions. Further continuing our study of the reactions of furan, we find that furan can easily be reacted with metals, and these intermediates containing metals are then reacted with carbonyl compounds. So we see that furan first is treated with a mercuric chloride in sodium acetate, and we form this mercury carbon bond. If this compound is treated with a carbonyl compound like acetyl chloride, acetylation of the furan ring will take place. Similarly, furan can be treated with lithium compounds to generate the lithium intermediates, which then can be carbonylated in the presence of carbon dioxide to give you furoic acid. And finally, we see an application of this furan synthesis in the synthesis of a drug. This lapatinib is an anti-cancer drug sales in the market because of its anti-cancer properties. It is synthesized using a special technique known as palladium catalyzed cross-coupling reactions. These also involve transmetallation, in which this intermediate, which itself is derived from other sources, furfuraldehyde, and in the presence of a palladium catalyst and some bases, results in the formation of carbon-carbon bond between the furfuraldehyde and this compound, which is then subsequently reacted to give ultimately the lapatinib. And more details about this reaction can be found in this reference, and we can discuss this further in the class. So our next lecture will be on thiophene and its reactions and properties. Thank you.